Hey there! Had a bad dream? I have dreams too. Some parts are scary and some parts are fun. Always remind yourself, it's only a dream and everything will be okay. I had a dream about being in a forest too. Check it out, my pet Petey was with me. Order your copy of Kayla Petey and the Forest on Amazon today.
Hey family, it's King Simon, the founder of Numerovation. Remember, if you want to book a session with me and get a Numerovation consultation, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. And if you want any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's King Simon the Numerovator. And your books are available on Amazon. Remember, I'm the El Numero Uno, the Numerovator himself. And if you want to book a session, all you have to do is text me. Make sure you get my books on Amazon. I love you. Peace.
How can you tell the difference between a download and a random thought?
Oh, okay. That was a really good question.
Yeah.
Heightened senses. I like that. So, okay. The way that I found out that, I was talking to my guides or they were talking to me versus it was my own thought. I think when you start to tap more into yourself, like learning who you are, gaining knowledge of self, right? You'll start to understand what your inner voice sounds like. And it's very important that you learn your own inner voice. So that way, if you hear an outside voice coming in, you can be very cautious of it because that's also how black magic or offensive magic works. And I talk about this in my protection class, my protection and defensive magic class on how to discern between like outside thoughts, like somebody who's trying to plant evil thoughts in your head. Because it could be somebody doing a ritual on you and they're subconsciously sending thoughts to you saying like, you ain't shit, your money's going down the drain, your business is terrible. And next thing you know, you're thinking these thoughts like, oh my God, I feel like I don't want to do this business anymore. Oh my God, I feel like I'm not worthy. Oh my God, I'm ugly. Like all of this stuff. But you never had these thoughts before. So when you start being conscious of, wait a minute, hold on. Where's these thoughts coming from? Why are they in my head right now? Like you got to stop that right there before that seed starts to grow, because I feel like the mind is a garden. And you have to be wary of the seeds, like whatever you plant. Because if those seeds manifest and they're rotten fruit, then guess what's going to happen? Get me? Like your whole mind is being affected. That's how you get affected by the curse. So to answer your question, heightened senses, learn your inner voice first. And then that way you'll know like if it's an outside voice coming in. Do more meditations. And even get into journaling too.
I absolutely love that answer. I agree 100%. I didn't know how to articulate that, but learning your inner voice, learning how your inner voice sounds, how it feels when it talks to you, all that is definitely important. Yes, indeed. Let's get to the next question. This is from a sister. She wants to know, how can women tap into their Juno or genius?
Swaley Kaini. Interesting question. Okay, so the way that you tap into your genie or your genius is like your higher self, right? Like, and it kind of goes back into the question that the previous person asked about, like understanding your inner voice, understanding your higher self. You have to do more meditations. And also what you can do is you can light a white candle and you can make an altar for yourself. You have a picture of yourself. And you're going to also have a candle. You're going to have a cup or a goblet of liquid. It could be water. It could be juice. It could be wine, alcohol, whatever. You're going to have something that represents earth because you're going to have all of the elements, right? The fire is the candle. The water or the cup is the water. You're going to have your incense going. And then you're going to have something that represents earth, like crystals, your favorite crystals or whatever like that, on it. And you're going to create an altar for yourself. And you're going to work this altar as often as you want, right? You can work it once. I would say work it every day if you can. And the more that you start to work with this altar that you build with yourself, the more you're going to start to connect with your Juno or your genius. Okay. And I talk about this too. Like a lot of this stuff, you guys are asking great questions. A lot of this stuff I go into detail in my classes that I have. And the spiritism and mediumship class, I talk about how to tap into like your higher self, your Juno and your genius, and how to work with these spirits so that way you can get real results. Because when we do magic, there's some people who are root workers, which means that they just work the root, like the herbs and stuff like that. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they know how to tap into higher consciousness or higher elements and energies. Get what I'm saying? So yeah, if you want to sway, if you really want to tap into like that higher magic, you got to tap into your Juno, sis. Tap into your Juno, because what it's going to do is it's going to unlock so much stuff in you. Like, this is how people become like multimillionaires and create all these big businesses. Like, they tapped into their genius and their Juno, and that's why nobody's doing what they doing.
How do they access your classes again? What was the
Oh
website?
yeah, the class is on my website. I am conjurequeen.com. I am conjurequeen.com. The same thing as my at my handle at I am conjure queen. I am conjurequeen.com, and then they'll just see the link. It'll say classes. They'll click on that, and it'll go right to the Divinity Academy, the Divine Academy, and it has all of my classes listed. And once again, if you guys want the discounts on the classes, the code is Black Magic, all caps, and it's a magic with a K. Okay, so yeah, Black Magic, BLACKMAGICK, all caps, no spaces. That's the coupon code, and the coupon code ends on Sunday, so you guys got the weekend.
All right, got the whole weekend, family. The next question is there a way to not reincarnate back here on Earth? Some don't want to walk into the light when passing.
Okay. So honestly, I feel as though if you don't want to incarnate back into this world, you're going to have to do the work to understand the spiritual world. Like, you need to get into necromancy, because when you get into necromancy, you can start to talk to the dead, and they'll tell you what it's like on the other side, and they'll tell you how to navigate into that. Like the Book of the Dead, the ancient Kemites, or the Egyptians talked about this. It's feedback. You hear that, Rich?
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm trying to pin your website at the top. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. You have to learn, you have to tap into the muertos, or the dead, or the spirits that's in the underworld. And the more you start to get comfortable with doing that, the more you'll understand the spiritual realm. And then you have to make a conscious effort, or like a statement that says, I've learned everything that I need to learn in this lifetime. I've experienced everything that I need to experience. I have no reason to come back here. Like, it has to be an agreement that you make, and you have to be aware. So it's kind of back to what Brother Rich was saying before about, like, we create our reality with our mind. Like, if a person believes, like, there is no God, there is no hell or heaven, like nothing, there's no divine anything, and they're atheists, and they be like, you know what, when I die, this is going to be blackness. Then that's what it's going to be for them, blackness. But if you believe that you don't want to come back here, and you're saying, I am not coming back here, guess what? Like, you created that reality for yourself. You won't. But you should have a destination. Where do you want to go? That's the question you need to ask yourself. What is after this?
I gotta get to these super chat. I'll be missing these super chat questions sometime, family. I'm not gonna miss them. This is an interesting one.